So today we got the Trailblazer Beta for tree stands and tripod stands, and of course the TruRAC for elk. And I want to focus at least on tree stands and elk. Tripods kind of work the same as tree stands anyway, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. But I'm going to start by doing a little bit of bow hunting out of stands, because I think that's going to be pretty much the new best method for farming money, farming experience. And also I kind of think the whole respawning diamonds thing might pretty much get a new meta as well, because you're pretty much looking at a way to potentially take out every buck in a herd or every bull, whatever, and not even delete the zone. So I think it's going to be pretty useful. We're going to sit here and bow hunt for a little bit, and then we'll probably run around and look for TruRAC elk specifically towards the end. So if you haven't read or heard anything about how the tree stands work, basically they reduce both your visibility and your sense. So both of those things are cut down on, and also the hunting pressure you get when you shoot an animal out of one is basically cut by a fourth. You're getting like 25% of the hunting pressure, which is exactly why I think it's going to be so good for respawns and farming money and all that. You're not deleting zones and having to find your animals as often as you would be just hunting off the ground, so that's a huge advantage. And of course you get the rise above vegetation, you can see better. That elevated position is pretty useful, so I'm going to move to another spot, just because I've got a bunch of hunting pressure here already. This is the same general area as where we did it on stream, but just in a couple of moments there, we have 3 animals. Had they been males, we'd have even more cash, but just the coyote's going to be, what, 1100 or something like that, a nice little cash bonus. 1235 even, and I was almost too low. Definitely got to get used to using a bow again, but the one issue I've got with tree stands right now is once you leave the map, so even exiting to main menu, switching maps, leaving the game obviously, the tree stands and tripods aren't respawning. So what I'm doing is just putting a tent right by the spot, so if I would crash, or if I leave the game, I can just set them back up. And I'm also doing 2 per spot right now. It allows me to play the zone a little better. Maybe we can show it at this spot right over here. So I'm going to guess that the deer are going to be on this side, and maybe they are. But if not, if they're spending their time drinking on the other side, I can just go to the other little setup I have. And I don't hear anything running. Usually they're spooking when I fast travel, so they might be over there somewhere. I don't really see much of anything, but usually there's animals here. I do see tracks, so maybe I didn't hear them. I'll sit here for a minute and see if anything comes in. So clearly they either spooked and I didn't know it, or I don't know, maybe they just weren't even here yet. But there is this little treat that I saw coming in, so I think we're going to try to get that first. I wanted it to get close enough to the buck, but once they get really close to the stand, they'll spook. So I'm going to drop that there and be quick. Get him too. Ah, it looks like a flesh wound. I think I hit him too low. The nice thing is they actually die fairly quickly from a bow hit, so we won't have to track too far, but must have just missed along there. But we did get the rare. And yeah, we'll sit here, see if I can get another buck or 2. And also I'm going to watch across and see if I can see any over there and maybe try that stand out as well. I've never paid it much attention with this game, but it does actually feel like deer come back way quicker after hearing a bow shot than they do after hearing a gunshot. Maybe it's just me thinking these tree stands are even better than they are, but I really feel like it doesn't even take very long before you got deer back in your lap again. And I want to, if he'll stop again, gonna put him down quickly, because I want to show, it looks like he was just a little too close, but somewhere out in that range, like 50-ish meters, sometimes bucks will stay. Maybe they gotta be lower level, I'm not sure, but he'll be probably back here in like a minute and a half. It does not take long. There he is. He's actually going to end up spooking, I think, especially if I get out the wrong weapon. Or not. Yeah. He knows we're here. Did I mess that up again? How difficult is it to make a decent shot with a bow? I don't know why he stayed there, but I'll accept the charity. So we got 1 to track, but I think we've killed 1. The one that ran away. That one. Minimum 4 animals here? That's what the pressure looks like. That little feature is so nice. So we've got our piebald, which I guess I'm going to throw in the trophy lodge. Not like I really get to keep that, but any other Trailblazer Beta in the future, it'll be there. I like how the only decent shot I made on a buck was the one that was furthest away, and that was almost messed up as well. A little too high. What did I actually do wrong on the first shot? Just a little too high again. Put it through the spine. Would have worked fine a couple of months ago. And I want to see what I did wrong on the other one, because I didn't actually think I aimed low, but maybe I did. And that was through the vertebrae as well. So it was actually... I don't know how I missed the neck and got the vertebrae. It was nearly a drop, but I'm just shooting a little higher than I should be then. But at least I know what I'm doing. But that was at least a little bit of tree stand hunting. And I want to get on to hunting for some TruRAC elk, because I know that's been a huge hyped up thing for a long time. And also, I'm probably, if you're watching this, like, when it came out, I'm probably live right now on Twitch. That's a big guy. Looking for more of these. Hopefully a diamond TruRAC elk at some point. Although that would be kind of bittersweet, because then I need one for the main game. But I do have the 338. I don't know if I'm going to bother using tree stands for this. We're probably just going to go ahead and keep on ground hunting them. Unfortunately, I think I just got single lung there, so we'll lose a bit of quick kill. So he was a 268. He's actually fairly symmetrical. Maybe perfect. Is it completely perfect? It is. That's the first one of those I've had. At least the first big one. I haven't really checked the true scores on the small ones, so I'm glad to see one that's symmetrical. A lot of them are very asymmetrical, which I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with a lot of them being asymmetrical, because that's not really natural. It's unnatural for them to be that way. So I'd like to see that as kind of a rare thing, but I'm pretty happy to see a normal looking one. Oh gosh. I just fast traveled and spooked him. I don't know if there's any decent ones here or not. I'm going to take that one while I can. I don't know if I hit too far forward. I must have. That'll get him. There's all the stuff here. I don't get it. I've had this happen a couple of times. Like, I fast traveled here, went over there, shot that elk, and when I came back, there's just animals everywhere where I just came from. Like, I don't know what's going on, but that is kind of odd. But for right now, the important thing is that is probably one of the better looking small TruRAC elk I've seen. I feel like still the tines might be a little short. I don't know enough about elk like this age class and size as to how long their tines would be, but I feel like just looking at the mass on the main beams and stuff, they should either be longer tines or maybe less mass on the beams, more mass on the tines. I'm not sure. Something seems off to me, but like I said, I don't actually know enough about them in real life as to whether or not that would be how they should be. You look kinda about to run over me? I was gonna say kinda symmetrical. Hi. Oh no. That didn't go as planned. I was kinda hoping to heart shot him, but it was another elk. I don't think you had antlers though. It's cool to see, like, this kinda happened with the blacktail and the whitetail as well. Initially you see shapes that you haven't seen before, and once you kinda get used to them, you know, but one thing I've noticed with the elk, and maybe it's good, maybe it's not, I don't know, like I said about the fact that a lot of them are not symmetrical, you get a lot of main beams. I'm actually going to jump back to the trophy lodge because I think this is probably going to be the last kill of the hunt. But you get a lot of main beams that are not the normal shape, and maybe that's going to make it, I don't know, more interesting because you're going to see less of the same shape like you get with the level 4 blacktail or level 2 and 3 whitetail, but you see that guy on the left there, he's got that beam swooping down and around. That's fairly common. This one you can see the beams don't do the same thing, so it's interesting that actually happens. But anyway, I think we are going to wrap it up here, so I'm probably live over on Twitch if you want to come watch more TruRAC elk hunting. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.